Just listen to some Yellow Wolf. So yeah, guys, quick little update. Doing a lot better mentally, a little bit better at least. How good can one be doing mentally when they're living with the reality of me, right? Where it's like you're locked in a cage, exiled from your community, and you're basically have a gag order and beyond a gag order, honestly, where you're basically just told that you don't get to you don't get to have vocation, you don't get to go, seek medical care, you don't get to freely handle your business, you got to be monitored like an animal, right? Like, GPS tethers are for like, violent felons. They're not for simple ordinance infractions, right? Allegedly, right? Ordinance violations alleged, which is comical to say the least. Absolutely fucking comical in every conceivable way. There just simply isn't no probable cause. There never was. There never will be because the facts are the facts, and that's why they, were withholding the discovery there for I don't know what, a good 4 months of withholding, information that would get you exonerated from these alleged allegations, right? These bullshit allegations, these alleged crimes, right, committed, right? Crime my ass. That's my response. There was no crime. There couldn't be a crime because the basis for the so-called nuisance see, this is the thing, guys. I'm not going to interrupt my enemies when they make a mistake, right? Because it's like, I knew, God told me that the police were dead wrong that day. I knew it. I knew it factually, and I knew it spiritually, and I knew it basically in every other way possible because I read the charter. I ran for mayor, which they, continue to say, oh, that's a lie, right? Even though they got my wife and my Facebook page permanently deleted off Facebook. Well, it's not permanently deleted. It's these things called subpoenas for that data. So, oh, he never ran for mayor. No, I most certainly did. I just didn't waste my money. Like I said, it's a trial run, right? Now it's 2025 and about to be 2026. And if you think I've ever had anything to campaign on, I mean, this is great. Like, this is free campaign. This is free advertisement. This is easy money, right? I mean, this is like, I don't know. It's just crazy, but easy money indeed. But easy money in the sense that it's such a ridiculous case on its face. And the fact that we're even talking in this circumstance, right? After all that's happened, that's transpired, it's kind of like I knew everything was kind of wrapping up. I kind of knew like, hey, they're slipping, they're getting caught. It's too much. It's too much. You can't be malicious and you can't be malicious and I'm trying to think what the word is. It might come to me, might not. You can't be malicious and have malice, right? Kind of same thing, right? But I've been maliciously persecuted. That's a better, that's just, I think that's more fitting, for essentially, I mean, not essentially, for literally nothing, for literally just existing on my private land, peacefully, just existing, me and my pregnant wife and my beautiful son, Mauricio, jumping on the trampoline within feet of that so-called hazard and nuisance, right? So the absurdity of it is just, I mean, holy shit, like, I think, the reason, I've been so, flustered by this is just because, like, of the egregiousness of it, right? I mean, just the sheer, like, no sane human being would look at that and go, yeah, that was reasonable. No sane human being would look at that and go, yeah, that guy's not clearly being fucked with, right? Like, it's just wow. I'm gonna be honest with you guys because there's more that goes into it than maybe meets the eye, right? So you got the Mark Blackwell versus Nosarini case, talked about that 100 times. 2024, right? That kind of sets the basis. Then you have the Anthony Miller lawsuit, City of Wayne 2024. Then you have the shooting and murder of John Zook Jr. 2024. And now we have the persecution of Vincent D.V. McFarland, right? So now it's like I guess that's what, 4 or 5, and those are just the big ones. I mean, there's plenty of other, cases of just straight. It's just straight malice. It's just it's the worst of the worst. I mean, there's just like, there's no. It goes without saying, right? You play the video, the evidence speaks for itself. That's the phrase. The evidence speaks for itself, and you just play the video. But I mean, play the video, but I would also like to narrate and add some context to it, right? Because it's like, well, what are we watching here? And what we're watching is basically a city that is just hell-bent, a city council and a through the use of the police and fire department. I mean, a citywide effort, right? An entire citywide effort, building and engineering office, tax assessing office, the whole entire city of Wayne, right? We're talking basically every department. Department of Public Works is in on it, right? The so-called bond violation, the so-called conditional bond violation that led to a beatdown, right? As you'll notice in that video, right, where the police officer decides, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like, I'm sitting here, like, I got a cane in one hand and I got my motherfucking phone in the other. And it's like, I am being told I'm under a bond condition. I violated a bond condition, right? Well, which one, right? No need for that, right? I violated a bond condition, a bullshit fake bond condition, because it is a fake bond, right? It's not a valid bond, because the charge that predicates it's not valid. So it's just all invalid, right? I mean, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking absolutely crazy to even have a belief that that's anything other than that. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's just, if you think differently, I would really like to know, because that is fucking wild to me. Because what you can clearly see is just like, hey, we're gonna bum rush you, right? We're gonna bum rush you like instant, right? So you're under arrest, right? You got a cane and phone in one hand, and then all of a sudden, just like out of just like fucking nowhere, they just storm you like they're running the beach in Normandy, right? They just storm you and start screaming, stop resisting. Like you can't resist, because like there's not even enough time to resist, right? Like you're literally just like you're literally just there, and then next thing you know, you have two people squeezing your arms, your biceps and your forearms as hard as they can, right? Just tugging and ripping on your arms as hard as they can. And then, because like, hey, I got this nice new car, right? This Toyota Camry. I'm not trying to, get it all fucked up. And they're like literally just trying to throw me into this car. So I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. So I kind of just like, just kind of like try to get my balance, really, so I didn't fall fucking face first into the car. Cause that's what I felt, when I was going through it. I was like, holy shit, these people are they're going to try to kill me. This is their opportunity to take out all the frustration that Wayne has on me, that city council, and because I've done such naughty things to them, right? I've done horrible things. I have a potty mouth or something, right? So that's why we're gonna ruin his life. So yeah, I mean, that's just like, that's just them, and I'm like, wow, this is really gonna happen, right? And so I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm like just completely, bewildered. I've been having Meniere's episodes, right? And so I was symptomatic. I didn't feel very good. Haven't felt very good. I mean, the stress is just making my Meniere's unbelievable. And so I just like, I don't want to fall into my car. So, I'm getting attacked. I'm getting screamed in my ears. I have hyperacusis, and it freaked me the fuck out. It straight up did. And then, I'm like literally within seconds, right? I mean, within a few seconds, like, of them grabbing me, I got punched in the face with some handcuffs, right? I got punched in the fucking face. Cowardice, the most cowardly shit. Grabs my wrist and pulls it back, right? And then at the same time, while two other officers are like literally throwing me to the ground, right? He's got his handcuffs in his hand, and he punches me in the side of the head as hard as he could. You know, and luckily, I saw it coming. I saw it coming. I kind of knew. Like as soon as I felt my arm getting grabbed, my first instinct was like, okay, I got to protect my face. And I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna come over the top and punch me in the face. Right. So I literally just like I kind of rolled with the punch a little bit, but I mean, yeah, smoked me in the face, cut it fucking, you know, it bruised my face, it cut my face, it abrased my face, you know, the handcuffs. Like I said, I rolled into it. Luckily, like I said, I have a little bit of martial arts training, and I guess it's just common sense, right? Like, he's definitely going to swing in your face, and if your left arm's grabbed, it probably, you know, you're going to take a right. So, you know, I kind of put my head down with it, and, you know, then I'm on the ground, and I'm getting, you know, I have fucking two people driving their knees into my back, you know, just terrorizing me, putting elbows and knees and, you know, everything choking me, you know, like, that was a little bit later, but well, I mean, choke with their elbow and, you know, elbow on your throat, elbow on your neck, knees in your spine and your kidneys, right? Sciatica, permanent sciatica, nerve damage, right? That was just the start, right? That was just like, just the beginning of it, right? And so now we're at a, you know, I'm getting just, you know, I can't, you know, I'm getting set on, fucking smothered, and, you know, have my arm, my elbow hyperextended, and, you know, my shoulder, right? Luckily I got you know, I used to work out, you know, before I just was told that I can't do anything. I just have to literally sit in a house that should be condemned, and I just have to suffer, right? Because can't be at my home, right? Can't be at my house, and that's just not allowed. Because, you know, I'm such a danger, right? I'm such a danger to, you know, to the people, right? Because, yeah, all the people in my neighborhood, right, that I interact with, all the people in the house that live with me, right, all the people that are strangers to me, and, you know, got letters to the court and letters of, I mean, it's just like endless people, right? But yeah, go ahead and say, yeah, I'm a danger to the community. The guy who served his country, the guy that served his country for, I don't know, I was a cadet and I was in the army and I was a nurse, you know, and, you know, I help people and I've helped people in my community, and I have a track record of doing so. And, you know, not to say I'm perfect, because, you know, who the fuck is, but, you know, that, you know, was just egregious, right? And then having those handcuffs, they were so tight, and I had to beg them and beg them and beg them and beg them and beg them. And they never made them looser. I mean, by the time they took them off, the damage was done, permanent damage. I mean, I knew it instantly. I said, dude, that level of compression on that on that right there, that little, yeah, that level of compression on that nerve right there. Oh God, it was torture, and it was damn near just as bad on the right hand, but luckily it was just a tad looser, and I would have otherwise had nerve damage on that, you know. So yeah, those fucking handcuffs were really excessively tight, and my left thumb is permanently numb over it, dude. You know, and that's just the start of it, right? And the damage they did to my kidneys and my back and my neck and my middle back, I mean, it was just fucking awful. You know, they fucked me up so hard, so bad, you know, and for what? You know, Welsh versus Wisconsin. Just fucking, you know, you guys are a fucking joke. Welsh versus Wisconsin. You know, do I need to read it to you? No, I don't want to worry about that. So, whatever, man. Like I said, I'm not going to stop my enemies from making a mistake, right? But you get to a point at some point where it's like, yeah, I can't do this anymore, guys. Like these Brady violations, these numerous, I mean, plethora of violations, but your Brady violations and your witness tampering and, or I'm sorry, your evidence tampering and relying on false testimony, you know, not compelling discovery, just generally not acting in good faith, and then, you know, the most punitive bond conditions known to mankind, and, you know, then the tax, right? The new tax thing where the government's trying to like literally take a disabled veteran's home, right? Because they you know, they have a exemption, and like the city of Wayne knows that with that exemption, I'm gonna live at, not only am I gonna live at that house forever, but my wife and my two kids and everybody is gonna live at that house forever. And so they don't want that. Obviously, you can clearly see that. And so it's just like, hey, what more can we do to this guy? What more can we do to this guy? Try to run him dry. Try to run him dry, right? And it's like, yeah, it's not gonna work, guys. That's the thing. It's funny you guys think that, but it's just not gonna work. Like you think because you have home field advantage or something, but then when you're in front of circuit court, all of a sudden that home field advantage that shit don't fly, right? So like I said, simple battery bullshit. Yeah, well, I got you. Like I said, anybody else, right? You would have gave him a assault and battery on a police officer, right? Because that's how you guys roll, right? Because you can't spit on the ground after the cops beat your ass, right? I guess like you're not allowed to spit on your driveway, right? Because it's an assault, right? It's an assault. It's not an assault on your rights and all your rights as individuals and Americans, right? Because if they'll do this to a disabled veteran on his own property, really all over a tax exemption. I mean, that's really what this boils down to. And so this tax exemption, the city of Wayne is just, vehemently opposed to, because, especially, that's kind of their thing, because, they've effectively tripled my taxes, at least, more than doubled my taxes since I've lived there, almost tripled them, right? And, that's how these local municipalities, that's how they run their game, right? That's what they'll do to people. This isn't like new, right? I mean, it's new to this level, but not in Wayne though. Like this is what Wayne does. They'll charge you with fake crimes, and then they'll double or triple your taxes somehow arbitrarily. And then all of a sudden, boom, that's how they exile people out of the community. They have tricks up their sleeves, guys. Lots of tricks up their sleeves, but unfortunately, trick no good, guys. Trick no good. Tax tribunal, tax attorney. But no, don't worry. Oh boy, I can't wait. Federal district court. Okay, just remember that. Or no, sorry, U.S. district court. Remember that, guys. Remember that. U.S. district court is going to be amazing. It's going to be great. Circuit court's going to be great too, but U.S. district court's going to be even greater, because we're going to let the circuit, because all these things need to play out, right? But they will. See, we have enough. We had enough before to like really, okay, here we go. We'll take this shit over. We'll take this shit to the circuit court, right? But we're, beyond circuit court, we're going to have court of appeals too, and other courts, right, if necessary. But I think I'm almost certain the, circuit court's going to love to take a look at that. Hopefully we can get the same judge. Well, maybe we can request that. Can we get the same judge that represented Tina Parnell on that bond hearing? Can we get the same judge, or the same judge that was for the Tina Parnell hearing? Can we get the same judge? I don't think it matters, but like I said, it should. It should be in front of her, because she would just have a hate. She would love that. She would just love that. I would pay. I don't know, dude. Like I said, I'm pledging half of my lawsuit winnings, lawsuit settlement. It's not gonna be a settlement. It's gonna be, hey jury, what do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? What do you feel about this? It's gonna be amazing, right? To just watch, just that. It's just gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing though, to have this shit analyzed, this case analyzed in great detail. It's gonna be amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing to watch. And then just watch the little parasitic city of Wayne it'll just vanish to exist, right? Like there will be no purpose for Wayne. See, Wayne will be so sued, and like I said, half the money is going back to the people, because it's always been you and me, guys. It's always been about you and me, and just everyday normal people, right? Everyday normal people that are tired and sick, are really sick and fucking tired of having their rights just trampled on, because of butt hurt. You got hurt feelings over something that somebody said. And like I said, I gave you a man-to-man offer, right? I said, look, I'm a disabled veteran. You should be able to whoop and beat my ass, no problem, in a legal sanctioned event, right? Like you go to Hype Center and you sign the contract, and you have a sanctioned event, right? A sanctioned sport, right? And then you settle it that way. That's the gentlemanly way to do things nowadays, right? You used to have duels. You used to have, with the swords, right? But now it's with, boxing or MMA. But I would just say boxing. I couldn't do MMA, but I could do boxing. Boxing I could do. So, I'm okay with that. Or bare knuckle. Like bare knuckle would be good. Boxing would be good. Um, God, what else? I guess MMA gloves would be good if it's just boxing. Anything just boxing, right? Be all over. I would say ground and pound too, but it just depends on the sport, depends on the rules. But like I said, you get the point, right? You pick, right? You can pick anything other than straight MMA, as long as there's no ground game. Just stand up. Okay, cool. We're just doing stand up. Okay, so disabled veteran versus the police, right? That's what we do here. We make it like a what would I say? How would I say this? We make it like a kind of like street beefs type of stuff, right? Like, hey, this is Satan's backyard. That's actually kind of hilarious. And that actually kind of gives me an idea, guys, because I was thinking, what would be what would just be what would be the most fitting, right? Because I guess the hype center and I guess City of Wayne's not interested in that offer, right? They don't think that's, I don't know. It's just amazing to me. You want to put your hands on me so many times. Tina Parnell, June 3rd, on video, live. That was more Brady violations. That was evidence tampering. That was a good one. Evidence tampering. We can't wait to have that looked at too, right? We can't wait to have that PPO hearing analyzed and shit, and so they can see. Oh wow. Well, here's what I got for you, right? So, you claimed one thing to the circuit court judge in court, right? You claimed that you didn't say anything that I asked you, right? Which is what Tina. When I asked you, was like, hey, Tina Turner, right? This is Tina Turner, Tina the Lamb, right, from Napoleon Dynamite. You guys know them, right? Tina the Lamb. Tina, come get the food. Okay, well, Tina, come get the food. Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, it's just getting the door slammed by the city clerk after the day of your arraignment during city hall meeting. That's kind of crazy, right? But here's the thing, right? This is the amazing part about it. I'm going to install, right? It's going to be accountability. It's going to be accountability on steroids, right? What it's going to be is like we're going to use dollars, right? Citizens, right? Private citizens, so that way we can ensure our rights are being protected. So we're gonna have like people, we're gonna pay people, but I'm gonna be, working for free. If people want to work for free and volunteer their time, that'd be great. But basically, as like a legitimate way to not really, I mean, I'd say protest, but really, I mean, eavesdrop, right? So this is, the eavesdroppers, right? This is the battle of the eavesdroppers. So we got the Dennis Dickinson on one side, the 80-year-old dinosaur who likes to, hang out at City Hall all day, read the newspaper, right? He just sits in City Hall. That's okay. That's not harassment, right? That's okay because that's their buddy, right? That's their eyes and ears of the community. That's their free ordnance officer, the guy that runs around and points out everything, right? And so the nosy one, the one that I guess got all this started. If you really think about it, I mean, he's first in the chain of command. He's the first in the chain here. It's like you have him, and then you have non-emergency. You have non-emergency fire, and then you have non-emergency fire to non-emergency police, and then you have non-emergency police to police or emergency dispatch, right? So the chain of custody, right? How many people is that? Like five people in the chain of custody. And so you're like, okay, 5 people in the chain of custody. At least, well, actually 6 though, because it was a lieutenant from the police station. No, hold on. It was it was our boy, right? Our boy Hemingway, right? Shout out to Jason Blaha, the great Blahino, right? Shout out to the Jason Blaha. No, not really, but fuck Jason Blaha. But what am I trying to say here? Man, I just fucking, god damn it, man! I just thought of that fucking. Oh my god, that's crazy. You said Jason Blaha's name, and now you can't even remember what you said. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, Jason Blaha. That's our boy Hemingway. That's fucking funny. Ah, that's good. Yeah, so our boy Hemingway over here, he called Hemingway D. DD. DD Hemingway. That's what I'm gonna call him. DD Hemingway. So Dee Dee Hemingway over here, decides that he's gonna call the police. He's gonna Blue Falcon, right? He's gonna Blue Falcon, and he's gonna call the police on your old boy D, right? He's gonna call the police on your old boy D, and he's gonna say, "Oh yeah, D over there, he's a cooking, he's a blazing, right? He's a smoking over there. He's either smoking a bunch of some potent weed, right? Smoking the potent weed all the time, right? Heavily." Or he's burning treated lumber and chemicals, or he's just burning, right? Burning trees, right? That's what I was burning some trees, man. The whole tree and nothing but the tree, right? That's what I was burning. I'm telling the whole tree, and nothing but the tree, right? I mean, it's just like, look, I I'm guilty, right? Of burning those trees, those cottonwood trees. I don't think they're actually even scientifically considered like a tree, really. They're just kind of like a really big, giant kind of bush. I don't know. Cottonwood trees are really not. They're a nuisance. That's what the irony is here. Is like I'm being charged with abating a nuisance because I'm being charged with creating a nuisance because I was abating a nuisance, right? So I'm baiting in a nuisance, right? Which is poison ivy, this wild ass, all these cottonwood trees, and yeah, I'm just like, holy crap. I think this area would be much better served to have a pond, right? It'd be much better served to have a pond. And so we're like, man, cottonwood trees with poison ivy all around, which I had like, I don't know, 6 times. I think I had poison ivy about 6 times during the process and removal of those trees. Anytime you'd even go anywhere near it. I mean, sometimes like in the front yard, right? They'd had trees in the front yard. You get poison ivy. I mean, just like immediately. And I was just like, yeah, we just can't have this. I got kids and, it's just, it was fucked, right? So, I did some of the work myself, paid tree companies to do a lot of it. I have a buddy that owns a tree company. And so, did what I could and, it got done. But as we were getting the done and, getting finished, right, we had been, we had been cooked, right? We were caught, I guess. I don't know, caught lacking, I guess, but I don't even know what I was caught. I don't know. I mean, basically, you got your boy Denny D over there, right? Denny D calls the 911, right? Or non-emergency. He calls the non-emergency fire, right? He calls the fire department. Danny D, I think that's a porn star. Yeah, he's definitely not Danny D. He's Denny D. Yeah, Denny D. There you go, Denny D. That's funny. So Denny D, right? Denny D is Denny D's calling the fire department. Or no. Well, yeah, calls the fire department. Somebody from the fire department calls non-emergency, calls the lieutenant, right? There's only 2 or 3, so it only can be. I mean, I know who it is. It's one or the other. I'm pretty sure I know who it is though. Starts with an A and ends with an E, and it's not no Perez. I don't think. Who knows? Who the fuck knows, right? Because it's all lies. It's all lies. So I wouldn't be surprised if the lies are lies. I mean, it's just like it's deep, man. The level that they went and are continuing to go. I mean, that's pretty wild shit, dude. So, like I said, it's gonna be crossroads is right here. The fork in the road is here, right? So, this is the fork in the road, and this is where it's just gonna get really. This is where it's really gonna be the meat and potatoes of this, right? So, well, like I said, they do what they do, right? I just say, you know what? You guys want to be criminals and do vindictive shit and malicious shit. Go ahead, right? Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, I served my country honorably. I'll continue to do so. There's no expiration to my oath to defend the Constitution, and this is what this is in violation of. It's an egregious violation of the Constitution, Michigan and the United States. I mean, it's fucking scary. It is fucking terrifying. you know. But you know, I'll play dumb with them and you know let them come on the. Well, not let them, right? I mean, they're already there, so I mean, I obviously didn't consent, but they didn't seem to get the message, I guess. So maybe if I would have just said get like they're dogs, right? Just been like get, you know, something like that, you know, then maybe I would have had better luck. Who knows? Get, you know, because that's like seems like that's the only thing I didn't do or say to express myself to please exit immediately. And yeah, it's creepy, right? It's really fucking creepy, you know, really, really, really creepy, right? It's some really creepy shit. So, you know, they're an embarrassment, and I'll be more than happy to, I guess, I don't know what's the word here. What would I be happy to do? I'd be happy to, like I said, I'm not gonna let my enemies make them. I'm not gonna stop my enemies from making a mistake, right? Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, um, you know, emotionally scarred, right? You know, this wasn't without severe consequence, but you know, I was emotionally scarred, dude. I'm emotionally scarred from that experience, from this last. God, it's been almost 5 months now. 5 months it's been, and I mean that's insane, dude. I mean that's double the sentence, right? I mean, you know, you're talking what? I mean, I basically been that's how it's been. I've been vindictively prosecuted, but it's okay. Like I said, it's all gonna catch up to him, right? Because there are people that are watching you guys very very heavily out there, and you know, you might not think so. You might think like, oh, we got him, like, oh, we got him, like, you know, he's really, you know, again, it's rabbit in the briar patch, and it's you know, I have a master's in pattern recognition, guys, and I know a phony piece of shit when I see one, right? And I know a dirt bag when I see one, okay? And they're, you know, dirt bags that don't train people, and then, you know, train them how, well, they train them all right. They just don't train them in anything that like is constitutional. Like there's no such thing as constitutional law or property rights or civil rights or, you know, just general like, hey, get the fuck off my lawn, dude. You know, you know, not that my lawn's like anything special because I don't like do anything to it, you know, but it's like, yeah, they just, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. It's scary, dude. Scary, especially in these times with the way the country is being militarized, right? And then the police just like literally, like dozens of them, right? Just every single one in the entire fucking the police department, every single one. I mean, you're not talking like one or two. I mean, you're talking literally, basically, without exaggeration, every single cop in the city of Wayne, every firefighter in the city of Wayne has been to my house. Like literally, like the whole entire fucking city, right? I've had the engineering department just trespass on the property without consent, without warrant, without even notice. I mean, they did that, you know. Then the fire department, right? 328 of 24, right? That's fucking creepy. It really is fucking creepy, dude. It's really fucking scary and fucking creepy. And I've been in fear of my life, you know, for months, you know, because of just how eager they are, right? How eager they are to just literally walk straight onto your property without even knocking on your fucking door, not even announcing you're there, right? With no warrant, with no probable cause, no fucking emergencies going on. There's absolutely zero reason for these people to literally just be, all right, dude, I buy the house, 328. The fucking fire department, bro, comes to my house, no knock, claim they knocked, right? Walked around back. Well, there's no proof, right? They don't wear body cameras, right? They don't even have fucking names, right? They're just some random motherfuckers from the city just because, you know. And this is, I mean, dude, this is when it was all the trees and it was all wild. Like this wasn't even when I didn't clear anything out at this point. There was like a whole woods over there. And then I cleared it out. And then it was just wow. It was just like, I mean, you can't, like, I had all those woods and those trees. You just fucking trespassed on my property to put out to put water on a smoldering log in a fire pit that clearly is not gonna not going to catch anything on fire, right? I mean, it's, it's a fucking joke, dude. You're in a swamp. You literally are in a wetland. And, it's just, wow. So, yeah, they put in their little report. They didn't think nobody was home, right? So we just trespassed on his property. Didn't even so as to leave him a note. I'm like, wow, that's fucking creepy. That's fucking really creepy. And so then, of course, they did it 3 more times. So that's just like creepy times fucking 10 now. But yeah, I mean, I had to deal with that. I mean, I had to deal with issue with gun registration, with getting a gun license, right? My wife too. We both, just having all these issues, man. Just like poor employee training combined with just like it's like incompetence and then it's malice. Like you don't know which one. You're like kind of like fuck. Is it one? Is it both? But like just lack of training, like the front facing employees, right? And then really, really corrupt shit about, middle management and up top, right? I mean, it's just like really, really, the layers of corruption here are really, really, this is a really corrupt city, man. This is, I believe, one of the most corrupt cities in the state of Michigan, without a doubt. I mean, that's corruption is like, it's up there, man. It is up there. It is fucking up there. Their corruption, and it's a corrupt city, man. So I just can't believe like we even have to have this debate here. With the fact that this shit goes without saying, right? And so yeah, I mean I just feel like at this point I'm obligated, to just like some things, I knew this was bigger than me, right? Like when I saw him come on my property on May 9th, I knew that it was something bigger, going on. Not just, it was bigger than what I thought, which was huge. So I thought huge. I thought, man, this is huge. And then, of course, it was bigger than that. Like I didn't even suspect this shit, right? Like this is just, it's sloppy, man. I don't know. It's sloppy and it's, it's some sloppy work, man. I mean, it's some, not very good at covering your tracks or even making it look plausible, right? I mean, I don't know how you can plause this. I really want to know because I'm like, dude, no, I mean, register of action is all fucked up. A lot of shit just don't add up. A lot of shit just don't make no sense. A lot of shit. A lot of shit just don't make no sense here. And so like I said, I mean, it's gonna be right. It's gonna be good for them to finally have to face, some semblance of reality, right? Reality check them again. But see, that's the thing. You can reality check these people 1,000 times. They don't learn. They don't learn. They just think they get better at what they do. They are criminals. Like that's the thing. They are like the criminals. Some of the criminals in jail, like how they think, right? Some of the guys that are the bad ones, right? The bad hombres, right? I mean, they're the you got the bad ones, and you got everyone else who's generally good. So, yeah. I mean, it's it makes you disassociate, right? I mean, it's emotionally scarring. To sit there and be locked in a cage for literally your political opinions, your beliefs, your persona, right? That's really what this is. It's about my veteran tax exemption, MCL 211.7B and MCL 211.7C, which we have, we have ultimate proof of now. I mean, there's no doubt about it, because we're filing lawsuits against them and we're petitioning the state and we're commissioning these people and that people. They feel compelled, right, to get even, right, and like I said, I'm a private citizen. There's no how do I say, there's no code of conduct for me to follow, right? Like I'm a private citizen. I'm not a public official, right? So the way these public officials are acting towards a private citizen is very alarming. It's extremely alarming, right? As somebody who owns a beautiful home, the most beautiful home in the city of Wayne, maybe Dennis over there with this big old mansion. He probably has the nicest house, the biggest house for sure. But I got the biggest property, and I don't know. I think I got the nicest house. But yeah, his house is great, and there's a few houses in Wayne that are nice. Like they're not all shit. It's not all shit out here, guys. There's actually some fairly decent spots. Fairly decent pockets and neighborhoods, but I would say the majority of it's pretty needs some work, right? I mean, you can obviously make things better, but yeah, it's challenging though. I mean, with well, who you got in power, with this administration, with these people, man, there's just no hope, dude. There's no hope of a better future here. I mean, it's like I said, it's cooked. And so the only, like I said, the only option is to like escape the tyranny, right? I mean, not like run away, get thrown out of your house, but just like annex your property into a better city, right? Or say, hey, look, Shacktown can go back to Wayne, and then hey, John Hicks and Glenwood goes to Westland. I say like, yeah, that's the most sense. That makes the most sense. But I doubt the people in Shacktown would want to, or Norwayne, excuse me. I doubt Norwayne wants to be part of Wayne. But until they change their name, then I'm just gonna say two peas in a pod on that. But yeah, Norwayne probably wouldn't want to go to Wayne, which who the fuck would? So um, you know, just got to get out from under the grips of a fucking failed city, right? It's a failed experiment, and it's a it's a dead city. It's been a dying city for decades, and yeah, it's corrupt as fuck, and there's high crime in certain areas, and very vindictive, retaliatory, hostile workplace, and just culture, right? Like internal culture of just like getting even on people, and weaponizing the legal process against people because you don't like, oh, well, they get on Facebook and say some things, or they get on YouTube and say some things. Well, I guess I'd be called a social influencer of sorts. I'm maybe a philosopher. Well, I'm a psychologist. I have a master's degree in psychology, so there's that. I do have that. So I'm not. I don't know. You believe whatever you want to believe at this point, right? Like you guys think you got it all figured out, and it's like, well, I hope you do. I hope you fucking do, because man, it's gonna be a lot of fun to ask questions about. Hey, how's that work exactly? Can you explain that? How does that work? I'm a little confused here. It's just not making sense to old D over here, right? It's not making any sense here. DV is not understanding what's going on here. And since I'm pro se, well, that means I'm my own lawyer, which means, oh, hey, I have a right to know what, I have a right to that discovery. Just like I have a right to my fucking cell phone back. You pieces of fucking human garbage, dude. That's the thing, right? It's the cruelty is the point. The process is the punishment, right? This is what all this is, right? It's like, hey, I have a cell phone, and everyone obviously knows that you need you get familiar with a cell phone, and I like Samsung cell phones, and it's mine, and it's like people they do everything on their phones nowadays, and so to lose that data, lose all that, I mean, that's just like to just have that confiscated, right, for literally zero reason. It's just like, wow. And then you're like, oh, hey, you can't give discovery for anything, right? You can just withhold the discovery, and try to charge 30 some thousand dollars, $33,000 for FOIAs, right? Because God just can't have that info coming out, right? Just can't do it, right? It's like, you guys know that it's all going to catch up to you. I mean, it's all right there, right? It's all, people are pulling public records, right? People are watching you, and it's nothing but a records request. That's all it is. And you get spammed with those records requests, couple hundred of those, and then yeah, I mean, it's good shit, right? So it's good shit. It's good shit, and it puts you to work, and now you don't have so much time to be fucking with people and trying to ruin people's lives, and being vindictive, and not just understanding that you live in America and people have rights, and if you don't like it, then you can fuck off. I mean, you can suck my dick, like, fuck off. I mean, it's just like, yeah, you're a piece of shit. Like, what more do I need to say? Blue Falcon, go away. Hope the owl comes in and eats you, or whatever eats a fucking falcon. Bald eagle. Hope the bald eagle comes in, swoops you up. It's fucking, it's silly. It's ridiculous. It's whatever. Like I said, you guys got a history of it, and Circuit Court love that one, so they'll love it. I'm sure the Court of Appeals will love it. Well, definitely if it if necessary, but U.S. District Court's gonna love it. I know that. Federal Court will love it, definitely, and Damn. 3, 4, 5 cases, multiple judges. Damn, go ahead. Have some fun with it. Have some fun with it. Just have some fun with it, right? You tell me, here's the thing, right? I'm going to have 7 or 8 signs in my front yard. I'm going to have as many fucking signs in my front yard as I fucking damn well please, whenever the fuck I want, you know? I have this thing called the right to fucking speak. And you can go fucking shoot yourself in the face is what you can do. You can go fuck off. I don't give a fuck what you do. But just know, I'm going to have just, like I said, no one's going to tell me, I don't live in North Korea. No one's going to tell me how many signs and how big and how many and this. No, I'm going to use my yard the way I want to use my yard, which is for my vocation, right? Which is my vocational rehabilitation. And I'm going to do vocational rehabilitation, right? That's been approved through the federal government, right? It's been approved. Like this is sponsored, right? Like the VA, I don't know if you guys like I don't know if like you guys have ever thought this, right? But like the VA and the Army and Georgia Military College have paid me. Well, yeah, I mean they paid not me necessarily, but they paid for me to get educated in the in the studies, right? In the liberal arts, right? Not just liberal arts guys, but like yeah, I guess you could say. I mean, paralegal studies and logistics, logistics is, but I got a lot of like, statistics and math and, just pattern recognition, I mean, really, I mean, it's just analyzing patterns and looking for trends and, it's not that, I don't know. For me, it's just like, it comes easy because I'm dyslexic. I have ADHD. Um, Probably got to hit, the Asperger's, right? I mean, autism, I wouldn't go that far. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. But maybe. I mean, I've been diagnosed by at least one doctor with that. So, but again, like it's just not. I don't know how do I say it. I think it's just Asperger's, maybe a little bit. And I would say so. I'm definitely a different breed. But yeah, I mean, Army's paid for my education, GI Bill, vocational rehab now with the VA, Veterans Ponds on my vocational rehabilitation project. And yeah, I mean, it's just like that and the fact of like, hey, I basically got paid to be what I am now, right? Or the government paid for me to be this, right? The federal government, that is. And so, huh. That's going to be fun to sit there and say that I don't, because I live in this zip code, I don't have a right to exist. I don't have a right to literally I mean, that's what's been clarified here. I mean, that's what's been put forth. I mean, is that I'm not allowed to exist. I'm not allowed to exist. You're going to try to take my home from me through illegal, are you trying to retroactively strip my disabled veteran tax exemption 2014 Barnes Act? Okay. That's okay. That's your implication, I guess. Okay. Or that's your prerogative, I guess, but that's okay. We'll see on that. That's all I gotta say on that. We'll see on that, buddy. We will see on that. That is gonna be wow. I mean, you talk about an eye opener right there. Wow, okay. Gotcha. That's no problem. You do you, girl. Or boy, or whatever the fuck you are. You do you, City of Wayne. You do you. You guys are real. You guys are so cute. I know. You guys are so cute. So clever. I mean, it's just like, hey, you can't keep a real nigga down. Like, maybe temporarily, you get a nigga down, but nigga always going, the cream always rises to the top, guys, So it's just, some of us are cut from a different breed and a different cloth, so to speak. And, we aren't afraid to fall on the sword and put our beliefs and our freedoms and our life on the line for truth and justice. And, because this really wasn't I mean, it's an affront on constitutional right. I mean, it's an affront on the Constitution. It's repugnant and repugnant to the Constitution. And, I'll fall on the sword of defending the Constitution any day, especially when it's that egregious. And no, I'm nonviolent, and I'm I don't like I said, unless it's like actual like agreed contract of some sort, like I'm not getting like any sort of physical altercation with anybody. I've never, that's just like I said, it's like, there's, have I defended myself before? Of course, but I've never just attacked somebody, and assaulted somebody or whatever, battered somebody. That's fucking just, it's horrible shit. So that's horrible shit. And so I just really can't fathom how evil. I guess I can't in some ways, but I can. I know there's evil, and even more evil than this, but not much. I don't know. I really think this is about as evil as it gets, malicious as it gets, and yeah, it's just holy shit. So, prepared for war, prepared for anything, obviously, and you know, it's just unbelievable. But it's not. But it's not. But hey, we got a solution for you. We got a solution for you. Ooh, ooh, baby, you're gonna see just who the fuck you are messing with. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, like I said, believe whatever you want, guys. Think whatever you're gonna think, right? Just think real hard about it. Think real hard about it. Because, hmm, yeah, you're being watched. There's people watching you, and they know all about what you're doing. They know all about it, and it's already been a wild ride, and it's just gonna be fucking. I mean, I'm, like I said, I'll be home soon, and I'll be home soon with my babies, with my wife, and life will be somewhat right again. I mean, definitely there's damages to be paid out for sure, but yeah, I mean, I'll survive, God willing, but you know, evil is out there, that's for sure. So don't underestimate anybody, people. I mean, like I said, this is you know, they'll just come shoot you. I mean, they'll do whatever they want to. They have no. There's no conscience with these people, dude. I mean, they're evil, and this is their playground, right? It's their playground, right? It's hard. There's really not room for an honest man in politics, especially local politics, and someone who just calls it as they sees it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and you say why I'm wrong, and then we'll talk about it. And if I agree with you, I'll say, hey, you changed my mind. But I'm not gonna just play your I'm not gonna play your games with you. Like I said, I'll let you do what you want to do to an extent, because it's like, hey, if you wanna keep running up the tab, right? Go ahead. Like, I mean, you're gonna pay for it in the end, guys. So it's no biggie, piggy. But yeah, 50% to the people. Um, you know, not aimlessly donated, but I will be getting the max out of that 50%, right? I'll be getting the maximum production out of that 50% to people. Because that, I mean, it's an attack on all of us, and I just kind of know that I can't allow this, and you know, the precedent that it sets is just unreal. And so, no, I want the people to see it, you know, for themselves, and they can make up their own. They can come to their own conclusions, but yeah, I mean, I knew when Jermaine Warwick was playing his fuck games, and I knew the same attorney who was sanctioned and disciplined in 2016 for basically corrupt shit, for bribery, or no, was it bribery? No, it was what was it? You have to look it up on the state, on the attorney grievance, on the um misplacement of funds or something, we'll say. Something like that. Yeah, that's the nice way to put it. Misplacement of client funds. Yes. Sounds familiar. I know all about it. Yeah, Mr. I've been doing this for 40 years. Yeah, I know. I know you have, buddy. I know you have, buddy. Yeah. That's like I said, no discovery. Never had a discovery. Compelled it supposedly, but just missing. It's just missing from the ROA, Register of Actions. Just mysteriously not there. Just interesting. It's just missing. The only ROA I know is the Reserve Officers of America, which I think is just reserve. What is it now? It's because you don't have to be an officer now, but Reserve Association guy. I can't think right now. But anyways, same thing. ROA. That's the only ROA I know. But Reserve Officers of America. And yeah, shout out to them. But it's just remarkable what they believe that they're gonna get away with. Hate to break it to you guys, but it's gonna be fun. Get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready, guys, because like I said, wow. I mean, you want to talk about a mind fuck on steroids. So mind fuck on steroids because of I don't know, property taxes, really. MCL 211.7B, Bravo, and Charlie. Yeah, exactly what it is. So, exactly what it is. But they want to tell me how to citizen. They want to say I can't be a politician. I can't be an influencer. I can't be a philosopher. I can't be a teacher. I can't be a prophet, right? Because God sent me on this earth for exactly this. Because I attract controversy, the right type of controversy, when I'm in the right and you are in the wrong, and you decide that you are going to try to persecute me, you are going to pay dearly, and I'm not gonna do you any favors. And I'm gonna let you be as vindictive and as malice as you want. I mean, I'm gonna call you out on it, but like I said, if you want to act like people don't know how to navigate this, right? Like you're smoking fucking crack, guys. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And coming from a crack baby, takes one to know one. But yeah, you guys are definitely crackheads, without a fucking doubt. You guys are crack babies. If you really think that, well, not even crack baby. I'm a crack baby, and I don't know what you are actually. When I say you're smoking crack, I mean you're fucking crazy. You're fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, as far as I can tell. I mean, what's in that ROA and what's in that transcript and what's none of it adds up. So it's just, I mean, it adds up. It only adds up to one thing, though, not what you guys like. It adds up to something, all right. It adds up to something. Adds up. Brady. Brady, how's Brady doing? Brady Wheeler, how you doing? Shout out to my nigga Brady Wheeler. Um, or who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Brady something. Brady versus Maryland. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll have fun. But yeah, that you know, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun to file and get it going, because we're gonna get it going. It's coming in hot, dude. We're gonna get it going. I mean, I need to decompress and unwind a little bit, but nah, fuck it. I just want to go scorched earth on it. I really do, and keep it like that. Carpet bomb it, scorched earth method. Lawsuit, 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 action, 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 and just a bombardment of punches, a bombardment of cases, of lawsuits, of, hey, can you explain yourself on the record here? in front of real courts, so I can just watch with my popcorn, you know. But then every once in a while, I'll say, "Wait a minute, what about that? How's that work? How's that work? Can you break that down for me? Can you explain that? How's it work? 'Cause I'm kind of lost. Kind of lost. I'm a little slow, if you didn't know. I'm a little slow. Had a TBI. You know, had a TBI. I've had brain damage. Got the PTSD. Got the bipolar. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe bipolar. I don't know. I don't think so. I think OCD, though. Yeah, definitely OCD. Definitely the Asperger's. Definitely the ADHD. Definitely dyslexic. But I have the ability to recall some stuff now, especially the emotional, the stuff, because that's what I feel the most. I'm a very neurotic person, right? Um, neuroticism I'm very high on, so I feel negative emotion very easily. I feel emotion very easily, period. I'm a very neurotic person, and I'm highly disagreeable, so I'm a disagreeable person in the sense that if I see an injustice, I'm gonna say something, right? I'm not gonna let you push me around and push around the people of this country and push around the Constitution, which is designed to protect the people of this country, people like me. And so, yeah, I take it personal. When you send a faggot ass Marine, not all Marines are faggots, but this one was. When you sent a faggot ass Marine out to my house, a Blue Falcon Marine, well, a faggot, PHAGGOT, not the I know people like to try to throw labels onto words, but words mean more than one thing, right? It's all about context. So when I say faggot, right? What do you think a faggot is? PHAGGOT online. It's not really about, you know, I guess it could be in some cases, but not in this case, but definitely not about hate not an orientation, right? I'm a faggot, right? I'm a hermaphrodite. So I'm a tranny and a hermaphrodite, so I don't appreciate it, dude. I really don't. World's favorite tranny. Yeah, that's me. Trans rights are humans' rights. You goddamn right. Trans rights are human rights. You goddamn right. I mean, I'm a hermaphrodite, so what? Am I not? Do I? I mean, obviously, I'm in all sorts of protected class, and the way I've been treated is astounding. Really, it's really astounding. So truly astounding, and illegal as fuck. I mean, that's not that's not hard to see. But what can you do? What can you do besides let too many chefs stay in the stew? Too many chefs in the stew. What you gonna do? I'm just gonna let you continue to be you. I'm gonna let you motherfucking get yourself caught. I'm gonna let you get yourself lacking. Lacking. No dick packing. Nigga, you ain't smacking. Because your fucking mind is lacking. Your vindictiveness is gonna catch up to you. And then you're gonna have to explain all the chefs in the soup. Nigga, fuck you. Stay off my crib. Stay out of my property before I show you how I live. Keep fucking with the kid. Boy Wonder and DV. You're gonna find out, nigga. Put you on the TV. Cause you're gonna be famous in the jury when you have to explain all your negativity towards me and my family just because we want to have some peace. Niggas got the nerve to ask me to explain the word peace. And freedom, it comes first. Without freedom, there is no peace. How dare you try to lecture me on some bullshit when your ass don't even have an argument to make? Your argument is, well, we haven't had the hearing yet, so that means I'm not a dirt bag, and there's no, because that's what they say, right? Oh, there's no, right? That's the argument, right? I couldn't believe it. I was baffled. I was like, wow, this guy really. I guess, like I said, the quality of people nowadays has just went dramatically downhill, right? And I think we're all just kind of getting like, I think it's a little bit of stupid, in the sense of like, it's like people are like slower. The quality of things are worse, right? Like, you know, customer service and just like, you know, basic things like that, right? Like the customer service, the quality of things has just went downhill, and it's like people too, right? And it's like I just can't fathom, you know, like is this all just stupid, or is it can't it's not all stupid, but it's some stupid, and it's like mostly evil and some stupid. And it's like, wow, dude, I mean, really, really, really set yourself up for something, you know, that you really, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, it's like you would think, like, I mean, you would think at some point, you know, we're gonna do damage control, and like we're gonna, like, you know, stop the nigga bullshit, because that's what it is. It's nigga bullshit. It's like the most egregious type of bullshit where you're like, bro, that's the most fucking bullshit ass, like, it's what it is, dude. It's nigga bullshit, and it's fucking trash, and it's trash ass saggy titties, saggy ass titties, bro. It's the worst of the worst, bro. It's straight droop, straight to the belly button and beyond, and it's just like, no, I'm not looking at that. I'm not. I mean, I'll deal with it for a price, right? You want, you know, the price is right, you know. So I think like destiny is calling me, because it's like, you know, the Blackwell, Anthony Miller, and all that, that kind of like sets it up, and then John Zook Jr. just like it just solidifies for you, like it just, it's like a giant dildo about to come crashing down on you, right? Like all the people you fucked over your whole lives, right? Especially I'm like, you know, City of Wayne, right? Like you guys fuck over all these people, like, you know, stop and frisk them, Terry search them, fucking throw them in the slammer for nothing, you know, no probable cause, bullshit charges. I mean, I'm like I said, mine's gonna really expose you, right? Like just how corrupt you fucking pieces of shit truly are, you know, because people, like I said, they people are too good out there, man. There's too many good people out there that just truly don't know, and then like they get mad at me when it's like the reason I exist is because of them, right? Like there's a you know, the reason I'm here talking to you is because of them. You know, if they would have just inspected my deck properly and fucking fixed my sidewalk like they should have, and you know, allowed me to engage civically, and, you know, do what I do, then yeah, you know, things would be, you know, different. But like when you're, you know, playing these games with people's lives and with my children's lives, and it's like, hey, you know, I'm a tough cookie, you know, so I'll be a prisoner of war for a while, you know. Charlie Plum, when I was at Georgia Military College, Charlie Plum spoke to us, and he was a prisoner of war, and you know, that's what I learned at Georgia Military College. I learned character development, but I learned discipline, and I learned the ability to endure, right, to suffer, and to be disciplined, and, you know, be resilient, right? Because obviously it's like, be resilient and never give up, man. Never give up. You know, find a way to make it. Find a way. Don't let them break you. No, I'm not gonna lie, they almost did break me a few times, but, you know, Charlie Plum got me through prison. Charlie Plum saved my life. Charlie Plum, when I was at Georgia Military College, the PTSD that I was suffering from at that time, I had a gun to my head. I had a revolver to my head, and it was fucking, it was real, man. It was real. I've never told anybody this. I had it recorded too. You know, I was like, thank God I didn't, man. Thank God I didn't. Thank God. I mean, I was just, it was so much. It was so much. I mean, I had a break. I had a nervous breakdown. I had a mental break, and I was just so sad, man. I was so sad and so fucking hurt and so bewildered and scared. You know, the same feeling that I've had for the last, you know, several months. This feeling of like, you know, that same type of feeling. I've had it, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I mean, like I said, I take things harder than the average person, I guess you could say. And you know, after losing somebody that I truly cared about, beyond words,
I could just never get it together for her in the way that I needed to. And there was some other things. There was betrayal on both sides, and I I learned my lesson from it, and I don't know. There was no reset on it. I mean, the thing is like, I truly did learn my lesson on it. I truly would have, been that, but sometimes you can't take shit back, and people move on, you know, and it's hard beyond words, man. I mean, it's pause, but it's really fucking. I mean, when you lose someone, when people die, right? You lose certain things, right? And things happen in succession so quickly. You lose someone you care about, a significant other, and then you lose, your uncle, and there's in just the most gruesome way possible. And you lose your father. You lose damn near yourself at times, right? Because of, I mean, you're just going through hell. You're in hell. I mean, you're in hell, and you're in the thick of it. You're right into the right into the, you know, wouldn't say the peak, but getting there. You're extending. You're up there. You're at the top thrill dragster. You're getting towards the top. You're almost there, and then it's all gonna come down. Boom. And you're like, fuck, what a ride. But I'm built for this. I know I am. I know I'll be all right. God has, when you're a real nigga, and God has you out, right? God has special things for you, right? When you have real nigga-itis, right? Because real nigga-itis is like, it transcends people. I mean, that was the biggest lie, ever conceived on our country was, well, the lie of, be racist, be prejudiciary, prejudicial, be prejudicial, and you know because the thing with racism is, it's like you're making broad sweeps, right? But we got to sometimes as humans to make broad sweeps because that's how you stay alive, right? But the lie of racism, man, is like, that, like, that it exists, really. I mean, it exists because, well, I mean, it exists in the sense that, like, we're all prejudiced. We all commit the same type of behaviors, and if we're going to be honest with each other, right? If we're going to be real with each other, we're all sinners. And I guess the only thing that separates us is our good deeds, right? Like, what type of good deed are you, it's one thing to do something simple, it's another thing to, like, truly put your life on the line, your ass on the line, your freedom on the line, your house on the line, because that's what this is all about, my property. It's all about my tax exemption and my property. And they just met the wrong one. They met old plug Vince, old, Versace Vince. They met him, and they met somebody that's like, I was raised off Ice Cube, bro. Walk in there and show them that you're equal. But, like, put thoughts in your mind to deceive you, right? Of course, of course. Allah, Allah is my homie, bro. He's my crony. We go back like cronies, bro. He's got my back, and a lot of other people got my back, and it's just it's lonely, but I'll be all right, guys. I'm hanging in. I'm hanging in and chilling. It's no problem. But yeah, I'm gonna go do some things here. I'm gonna go do some things. Get some things cooking. Just recording this for the record.
for the people, so the people know for future evidence what it is, what some of it is. I mean, obviously there's way more to the story. It's still ongoing, right? We're in the tax saga now. We're in the tax saga, and we're in the tax state. You know, we're in the tax case here. Now we're moving. Now we're gonna have some few more cases. Now we got to respond, right? Now we got to respond with, hey, here's a few more federal cases for you to get with, right? And you know, have fun with it, and hope you're ready. Hope you're on your A game, because you're gonna need it. Or you know, a lot of people are gonna be pissed off at you. Man, them taxes are about to go crazy, guys. Those fuckers are about to go bananas, right? Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Those fucking property taxes are about to go wild. Yeah, I can't play that song. I can't play the Yellow Wolf for you. I'll get the content or the strike or whatever. So I guess, or something. But yeah, well, we'll talk soon, guys. We'll be in touch. Hopefully, you know, like I said, hopefully before they just come take me out for good. If you don't hear from me, well, I'm probably dead, because that's really the last option here. I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, that's really that's the end game. Kill me, like actually kill me, or kill my spirit and kill my family's spirit and kill my livelihood and kill my vocation, right? Because this is my vocation. So I'm basically told I'm not allowed to partake in my vocation, which is for me, it's just not possible. Like asking me to keep my mouth shut or not talk about something that's on my mind or something I'm passionate, something I'm fixated on, right? Yeah, because you know it's bad to be fixated on something that's infringed your life to such a degree. That's just crazy, right? It's just crazy. Like if you get like shot in the fucking face and survive it, and you're just like a vegetable, basically, like with your rights, basically, like you have nothing, you have no rights at all, right now, like, and you've had no rights for months, and like it's just wow, dude. It's insane. It's absolutely fucking insane, not having rights. And you know, kind of goes insane, especially when you're innocent, especially when you truly, I mean, it's all on video. Like, hey, I don't even need to argue this. Just play the video, and then we can just, if you have any questions, but I don't know if you really would need any. I don't think anybody would really have any questions. I mean, I'm sure they would, but it's not like they would need any question to the fact that, these charges are bullshit, and these police reports are bullshit, and these, it's all bullshit. All these reports that they have are bullshit. These narrated stories they have are like, it's fiction. Well, it's like it's like bad fiction. It's like, it's not even like good fiction. It's fiction. It's just like, man, like, okay, I mean, if that's your story there, okay. I mean, fuck, dude, you don't even need a lawyer to pick through that shit, dude. Like, $20 is all you need. I mean, you don't even need that. You can fucking pick through that for free. That's just okay. Okay. You do you, guys. You do you. Vindictive, man. Malicious, abuse of power, fuck. Brady violations. Oh, we're just getting started, dude. That's nothing. That's like probably like 10% of it. Maybe 20. Maybe. I'm thinking more like 10. From my list that I've got generated, it's more like 10. It's more like 10%, right? Like that's about 10% of all of the violations and, things that they've done. I mean, so while all of those obviously, I mean, some of them, I mean, it's pretty much always this way. Like some of them won't they'll get disposed or dismissed or whatever, but denied. But there'll be a lot that won't. There'll be some definitely that won't, but there'll be a lot. My hunch is there's gonna be more than you think on there. There, it's gonna be like, wow, that's quite a lot. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of bullshit, dude. I mean, this is like a city level. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is like, you know, what's the most what's somebody's most prized possession? Their land, their house, their homestead, right? And to be exiled from your homestead is just, it's fucking, it's just wow. Wow, you can't help yourself, huh? Well, okay, guys. Continue not being able to help yourself, right? You got to salivate at the mouth to get back at me. You got to get back at me, you know? Punches me in the face with the handcuffs and, you know, trespassing 4 times without a warrant to enforce repealed phantom ordinances. Repealed phantom ordinances to abate it, you know, while ignoring your hazards and nuisance uh, ordinance, right? So trying to enforce 2 fake ordinances and ignoring a real ordinance 4 times. Okay. Okay. Um, I thought it was, you know, I was just like, wow. I mean, 4 is a lucky number, though. I guess 4 and 5. I don't know. It's just the number 4, man. It's I see it a lot. I see it a lot, dude. Like, and Blackwell, Miller, Anthony Miller, Blackwell, Mark Blackwell, Anthony Miller, John Zook, and Devonsa McFarland. That's 4. That's 4 people that I believe were sent by God to fight this evil, man. And 4 warrantless searches and seizures, 4 cases, or yeah, 4 cases. I mean, number 4 is everywhere. I say we're gonna be 4th attorney too. 4th attorney. Yeah, number 4. Number 4 is the lucky number here, people. So it's food for thought. Food for thought. But that's all. Peace out.